see on report.
Yagoyam karwaini ni olep. Memorial ceremony na roje ni chino ilo checho minute. Kachida ba olep rin chojim chijak. Ngan kagay memej ngay chamarong ni olep ni chuta ki pendron. Iloar ni kule yung kaudet president yung first gentleman yung rain one. Rujuko rain iloay ni relang to kulo koti.
Salamat ka na ulit lupa.
Kerar menunoy paisingom arguman ben soren ben endretoroan menine gawadada kirari doksin gorotolong ipsi baregai nginar kirar kemane kini rego wai nilor sajegagi oh agar sera gagi na 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 oh na na kerari dongan ay linginar rasirong geskin garet selak sorenenas enas walangan gay hinim ritoro arar magrar paminutim sis resilo pinanis
Kachida ki perolep ngay chamaron chojim chutak nganar kule yung kaudes Her Excellency President Ilta C. Aine yung First Gentleman Thomas Kitchener Jr. Member Rojan Diplomatic Corps are embedded the rain, yung rujuku rain ilaway relang to lokotin. Rain is rujuku ro nejir chen aje elementary school. Komol aje elementary school, tin karo aje Rita elementary school. Rita Elementary School. Ay camarang welcome ito Ulika Elementary School. North Telab Elementary School. Ngay Camarong Parwell kami ito Telab Elementary School. Ngay Camarong Well kami ito Rare Elementary School.
Cái miếng mà
Camarong ke Karwini Long Island Elementary School. Ligunto ke Middle Elementary School.
Kirio. Elise.
Ligunto ke Life Skill Academy. Elik tatai cenderuju kurin mengajak lain-lain high school. Kalau pada jalan mau teruju kul. Nggak Camarong Karwain ini Baptist High School. Koap High School, Komol Tata. Ligunto ke Laura High School. May Camarong Karwain ini Rongala Betol Local Government. Karwain ini kele begini aja local government. Jamarake barkarway nini kudura kato local government. Yawa ko molep. Katayin tanya teri imene jami MC lo chupungunin rainin. Ela ba utai di manana pai imarong pokona lo chupungunin rainin. Ela bi maurong ngan kejawat kacojo ibalagan ailentin. Mokatai jena wan malak kile im kau tu rien clear akarangan manit imiminini. Kile manit yo yoro kable ro lo mayomoni ro. Her Excellency President Nilta C. Haine, in First Gentleman Thomas Kitchener Jr., Kapro 1 Cabinet, Imro Karejarer. Honorable Speaker, Kapai Speaker, Row 1 Nadi Jale, Imro Karejarer. Chajaro Arelo Imanega Jatayo. Rebelen Jojan Teigo, Kabrugaki Rojat, Ritalaga Jilo Kabum Poet Kachojo. Chuan Kule, and Secretary General on Pacific Islands Forum, Honorable Baron Wanga, Im Parano Kule, Kajo Jalip, Ilo Chupungan Rainin. Ilo Yenin, Ngay Maron Kachida, Ngay Jojan Olive Chuda, Comwalbo Oliver Chuda. Ngana Larga Rain, Chenalawal Pan, Imajiro Nejirtal Kajo, Ilo National Antamo. Tada alawal pan kabrijuran. Ilo yenin, ilo at chuta kawat ngay marong kachida gipen rebelen chojen ilo antogum kajaraman yenin ganjar.
Volume C, let us bow our head together and pray. Cho jargiya ngan kuyani labalab chebe bilang chubayo ar kon mal langam dalam benodem ji lawair yo talagun po ada pugodem ji langam dalam yumulal ran parigrik em kaude jadam yado yo kojarjar kambolole ken chojim yoga malam ngan kemlo krai chisin daju tali karila walang tagawa nali lo jon ran ngan kem lo jon al ngan ilo kargawa ngan kemanis ngan yalale to gijin kan chon program yo ajoge gudok chon meja do yo ejenolak em kemi pergage em ko bado ke ben ailung ko me chon ka mele mele ar puk chigin yem lano do meurane leng ar mi royi yuroi mo da jana me judo ngan roga jage leng nano ko rawruk rollap yang berkarangan yenin kami rewa jangan yuk kentalewam yang kejaram manewam jan sinon yenin ngancam lagun kami jayo jalaben beniki notem jilo ami kubai pendron ngan raini ngan celebrate cinungul cilim jon anniversary and ailing ke demen kapula tada armi rome chorreni ni jelader e malbe mo ilame ko badok ngan rie wawenin ebok chicken rainin e chep ke mutulai lengain aga balengro rar ko bado jen lalogo ilegin ngana chapote cherapalin aur em reba reng jage yeng dani nelap ipenro wawenim karkam melbelin ar chelet beurugai raur ya karangan cara logian ana reme juros ko benegain ko melele ga agami rewe kenai na mano ena telienin kan yago amanis im kemichar en reni lo tamot Christ yo jame juroji nai na man yo na mejal lo galben menugo temji kemi jionim chadanga gi yeng tanagin em rain ai rainin ngalaptada ilo tamot Christ kemichar Amen.
Komor belen. Ngota jenar wan malagalo programin kachida gipen ole pekajojin chojum koba ipen ron ilo chon moment of silence nganar kememet im kile ro ragat chako im chorain chen kamele melego an kein tarinai go. Before we proceed with our program, please join me in a moment of silence in observance of the significance of today. Komoltada, Jojim Chijat, please be seated. Modajana wan malak, Iloyenin, Inekile Honorable Lady, Jack, Merawan Majuro eto local government, Puyen Pokoto Kananin Karway Ninyo. Komoltada Honorable.
Modada MC, Dania Terry. Panal kamolo rigagin jemer gan nanin kejaraman wan dengan program auriginan alalinan lawaj muni ngim yako menan tada ngan kumu jole program ko bado gisin raidin nan begini nim lalak arwaj nanin kile kamolol em kode chamerilang kan jon rana ai bujoj ilar den kudo gisin lo turwado ngan kamani program gain me rauraga nuclear victims remembrance day lo yoin kenan panel kamolole kan nur mes murgaru kachojo en kan jon ran e gudbu em ko bay to kajoj anaro tan kagi mimit yen wo mi repen ngan rein me nuguro matar panel kan yawo em karagawan ini jojo ko ba do izin reini e o me mjan kinan ainikin karagengan kaki mimi wawen warar walok emrat selet armi joro nuguri matar ilo aile kain ilo karian kakamel mel me an United States of America Kim Jong-un John ye modalo. Beginning in Kile Keno Europe, Her Excellency President Hilda C. Heine, First Gentleman Tommy Kitchener Jr., Honorable Ministers, Honorable Speaker and Vice Speaker Karajarero, Nedijala Senator Ron Majuro and Nedijala Manit Ewaroch and Yumuyiroch, Lero Waro Iloine Kane, and Parano owner Lalanan Kile Yumuyiroch, Jonan Kile along and Lero Joan Prezi, Lero Takabari Parano Euro and Lero Matan, Iloine in Megaroin. Honorable Chief Justice Carl Ingram and members of his judiciary, Reverend General Lalokarnan Kile, members of the diplomatic corps, His Excellency Paul Wilson, Ambassador for Australia, Her Excellency Laura Stone, Ambassador to the U.S., His Excellency Steve Shah, Ambassador to the Republic of China, Taiwan, His Excellency Hiroshia Soma, Ambassador to the Government of Japan, distinguished guests, the Honorable Baron Waka, Secretary General of the Pacific Island Forum, survivors, Imaramid in Foretoro, Kili, Pigini Ajit, Menuatak, Rongalap Kabutr, Merin with Matar Arkubado in Raining, members of the public sector as well as the private sector, Rizibu Reynolds, students, parents, Kabala Baramid in Meguru, Kumuj Kacho, Yahweh Menantadangan Kumuj. You know, then you rose in Leroy Island in Majuro, you go Balo Gipen, Row 1, Majuro told the government council, Ruguela Ramang, Lalim, and Nidizalayo, in An Puginin, and Lewadam Nani Karwane, the Kumudalip, you know, I'm in Maroon, Kile Yenin, Miaur, in Kobado, and Kuala, George, Chudaki Pendron, Imain Partak, Ejua and Maroon, Katabarin, Island Kina, Alatara, Kinoan. Parano Karwana, the range at Matarja Lalwilgin, Munan Kobado Yin, Piper, Luyen Aur and Aroch, Armin Majal, Kagimi, Yenwomer Ramaro, Yogor Chamalolo. Rainin ran a Nuclear Victims Remembrance Day. John ran Alap, Naur, Emimulal, Ilo Kalmala Jangoar, and Kijus, Ilo Lachiriginai. Eraptada, Ro Rain, Mera Chorren, Emrat Chilet, Nur Wire, Layamoran Wire, Muiko Muir, Im Charaman Wire, Eraptada, Aineman, Im Chone, Wire. Rajahu Raini. Menga Chalajan Chichitan Rano, Ilo Machuan Rano, Achi Kakimi Miodre, Ilo Brewer, Ed Margot, can take the Pomerawalo, Jim John Old John Year, and Mother of Raini. Ayan Karuch Kajuch, Armagin Madal, Bajan Pajarak, and Chamaloar, Pigot, Chime Maranquar, and Kobalok, Penkianoar. And two of Megalan problem gain me Rachel Armajarin, Nur Matar, you are Jojo Large and Island Wire. I in Partak you I am Maron, this Goba and Charvary Pendron, and Kajoro War, and Kalvalok Chalajan, Etolaman, Erdo, Ine Aru Chumor. Joji Pendron, and Kategit, in Chiparbarinar, and Lalinar. Ngan pigot chimeo chen kieno an America ken chide ke mirar walo chet kada menege riterinar rejamin eper kamolo ngan rululo an chinul chimjon Nuclear Victims Remembrance Day coordinating committee na kilebe Majuro to government en prano kopado gijin ngan lewananin kada ramman im welcome karwani dengan kumu jawal program kopado ilo yenin John Kamolo Leginolok, and Lero Tabari Juru, can Melanie George Adeli, Iman mo yi. Ngan all ben magdiginan yin me aur ngan lalina arkap army rain mirar jojolan. Kumuja ruwene ne je lero jinjiner. Lero nani yakwe ngan kumuja. And lastly, I want to just reiterate what a powerful message from Dr. Alik and Dr. Palafox when they delivered their presentation during the annual Association of Pacific Island Leaders, so that we can come together, not locally or RMI only, but regional. And I need the support of all the regional partners to work together and put a resolution to this everlasting nuclear legacy. Again, parchuana kamolol nga naolap, and kumuyo yolap and ruwenini iloyini. Minino kung kano yun amor.
Kumoltada, Honorable Mayor. At this time, may I please invite Her Excellency Laura Stone, Ambassador of the U.S. Embassy, to deliver her remarks on behalf of the U.S. government.
Yokoyin Jomalap. Madam President, Dr. Hilda Heine, First Gentleman Tommy Kishner Jr., Pacific Islands Forum Secretary General Baron Waka, Rongelap Senator Hilton Kendall, local representatives, representatives of the four atolls, survivors of the nuclear tests and their families, chiefs and landowners, members of the Nitijela and Cabinet, Reverend Matauto and religious leaders, members of the diplomatic corps, distinguished visitors from abroad, students and teachers, and all the people of the Marshall Islands. I'm grateful for this opportunity to join you in this year's observances and to stand alongside you as we recall the burdens borne by those affected by the Cold War efforts to maintain a fragile peace by deterring aggression. While preparing to speak to you today, which is among the most humbling moments of my years of service to the United States, I look back not only at what has gone before, but also on where our two countries stand now and how I hope our children will stand together in the future. It is fitting that the themes of unity, cooperation, and building a better future ran through the just finished Education Week, just as they do through today's observances as well. The hardships experienced by those affected by the fallout are a raw reminder of the profound costs that conflict and violence can have on people's lives. The strength of those that first bore those burdens of radiation exposure and were resettled, and the perseverance of their descendants serve as a reminder that courage, faith, and unity of purpose can ensure that the Pacific remains the gift its name implies, a peaceful example to the world. The hardships of those affected by nuclear testing are ones we must all remember, honor, and strive to ensure never happen again. We will not forget, nor will we ask our Marshallese friends to forget, the hurt this legacy has caused. We know full well that we cannot change the past. We can only hope, as this day reminds us every year, that we remember the past, while also working toward the continued growth of our friendship today. I hope our compact, unique to only 4 countries on Earth, demonstrates the depth of connection between our people and our continued commitment to our two nations' shared prosperity and security. This is a partnership forged in the common hope for a safer RMI, a safer United States, a safer Pacific, and a safer world. Our common dreams of greater prosperity are enabled by the ability of our citizens to come and go, to work, and to build lives. The Americans who have chosen to make their lives here, as well as the many Marshallese now contributing to the cultural fabric of America and to both countries' economies, are a testament to those dreams. Our common beliefs in the notion that we are stronger together have proved true since the first year of our compact. 20 years from now, I hope that our children, the Marshallese and the American leaders of tomorrow, cherish this relationship for those same reasons. I would also like to acknowledge the contribution of dedicated Marshallese soldiers who serve in the U.S. Armed Forces, who have protected and who should continue to protect all of us. It is fair and proper to point out that they do so in greater numbers per capita than almost any American states. As we remember the heroes that came before us, who have given their lives to keep our two homelands safe, I hope it can inspire in each of us a belief that together we are stronger, and that advancing the cause of a peaceful world is the key to ensuring a more prosperous and more secure future for our children. As I look towards that future, I return to the themes of unity and cooperation. Together, we can build on lessons of our history without looking away from them, even the most painful ones, to gift our children a secure, rich, and peaceful Pacific. May our partnership continue to prevent the conflicts we see elsewhere from ever visiting our shores. May we always remember to recall and honor the courage of those affected by nuclear testing as we face the challenges of today. We remain always grateful for the trust and faith of our friends in the Marshall Islands, and we carry in our hearts always respect and humility for those we've come together to remember and honor today. Thank you. Kamal Tata Im Jerome.
Moltada Ambassador Stone. Modajanani do konanyo tenio ene kenono yilo for at all. Kachida ngai chamarong karwai ni do rain rat project ken program chiririgin ilo chipunin rainin. Rongalap community chojim one mantak. Ken menin imaranga kachida gipenole pokojojin chojim karwai ni kanelang kapobok. Kumol tata karin chinerijan rongalap ato local government. Ilo tarin chenikia karwainini Honorable Hilton T. Kendall, Minister of Transportation, Communication, and Information Technology. Image paraino janitor chenailangan rongalap poin pokoto kanano ilotan for at all. Minister Jojo Monmouth.
Kumbol MC yung morning and olive Amolol Carrero Lo Rolat Canal Well Veramon Majinavial Roy Mere Pavanado Yemi by Noreman Indian Carrero Ronald Rajan Korean Majuro Hey, come on, Gajak Merak Joanak Roalo Yalavera Manum Kairi Kajino Jupon Rain For John Allen Morning and Olive Yum Kamola Lani Temerilang and John Raneman John Rana Ibuju John Rano Kajan tatareng anareng per yung kakemimik kar kamel meluorar kamanilo ailang kinar Mota yana delivery kon malam ni delivery kenara kinalo Jepun rainin inan kile manadeo hero chairman Laini Kadua vice chairman ar ko bola ki rojum lero jero le moy mani roj imo ne reo ki rojum lero jero jet ti talakin majalin kabilikin majalin kile ti roj lero jan purijin lero takapari jigru ko bala no ne ro matan ki rojum lero jero matan Dan kile President Al-Lalinar, Her Excellency President Hilda Siaini, Oba First Gentleman, Tommy Kijiner Jr. Yung cabinet member ro, ilo administration inan Hilda Siaini. Kile Speaker President Aswasi, Vice Speaker Isaac Jacarayat, Himalaya Dili Yala, Senator Ro, Ak Member Ro, Ilan Parliament Arang. Kile Chief Justice Carl Ingram and members of the Judiciary. Kile Diplomatic Corps, Ambassador Royal, Tokajan Lalawi Ligin, Nan Majalin, Ro Matar, Kararim Matar. Nan Kile Ambassador Arang Jen Majalin and Fiji. Ever dibelo Jepun rainin kalabar menono kile Honorable Baron Wanga Pacific Islands Forum Secretary General yung kile ragyo jemerar kajaraman rainin kenjar Reverend Chayo Tego Choyan Tego Chalopur Reverend Nan kile Mayor Arwit kilo Majuro Mayor Honorable Mayor Gladly Jack Komolagan nanin welcome ko Nan par kile Mayor Wit Kajoyo Ipalakin Majalin Yung Kobalak Council Member Road and Kajoyo Local Government ko Joint Special kile Ngani rojim le rojoro ilo ronglap Anro ay ronglap Mayor Honorable James Matayoshi, Kobala Council Member Ro. Imaram Jin Ronald. Rorad Perion Ronald. Ilogar Melorarido, Ralido Ro Arabi Gar Hotel Obama Ilo Begini. Lo Majuro 1954. Ilogar Kamel Melogar. Ilogar Kamel Melogana Vera. Roraj Norwot, Imro Emujer Nodalajin. Kile Oleb Arabijin Majaw. Leo John Jaraman ilo rainin. Rora berijin Roritunin lo V780 im internet. Rainin, ajibon rainin, ejon menin udit. Pai merong juda kiman, enu ejon rutelin rongalat. Im delivery rimakin ilo adan for it all. Ilo Arab survey raneo ar wodelak pameo ilo begini eto Northern Castle Bravo. Ewa kaman minina no kutak murgo arwe kajuyu. Ngana wancangok ar mijin rongala bi begini repair wadu ilo air jojo ler kami jam merong per mur aina man. Laba kata ada mo ilo ailang ko ar bakit. Ilo are biyo. Chon leader jen chonyane atol ko emen rekijon delivery remarking on nuclear victims Remembrance Day. Emoji yin rong labet deliver. La karpigin ni yin to kene wayak and so on. Today budara kene yin juan. Emoji Inan power kan kum karere ni delivery remark ina ilo kajin pelle kajin ojuan bar mi jirein matar im charar non ronga jagai im belele im ro jalok ken majalin im karang ro charer matair joligin majalin aga ini benin chon menin charang wing ijab kile rujuku ro nejir Rarbek yeno ko air yimbitom cari tongan raini na aur ngan arami jiro rar rain lo yen kamel melo imagine one malam delivery remake na lo kajin belle yung ini kajin ben V780 sab social media ko boren wata lo kajin mayal ngan arami jiro rendalo kada rendaro melele I stand before you today with heavy heart. But also a spirit of resilience. Speaking on behalf of people of Ronald, people who have suffered, who have been displaced, but who have never given up their fight for justice. 71 years ago, on March 1st, 1954, the Castle Bravo nuclear test at Bikini Atoll unleashed destruction beyond imagination. It was the most powerful nuclear explosion ever conducted, and its effects reached far beyond the test site. The people of Rongalap woke up that morning unaware that their world was about to change forever. They were not warned, they were not evacuated. Instead, they watched as white snow like ash fall from the sky, coating their homes, their water, their food, and their bodies. That ash was radioactive fallout. And from that moment on, their suffering began. We were forced to leave our home not once, but twice. In 1955, we left again. We became refugees scattered across the Marshall Islands and beyond, still waiting for justice. Let me be clear today. We are not just victims, we are survivors. We have fought for our voices to be heard, for compensation that still has not been enough, for the right to return to our land that should never have been taken away from us. And we are still fighting today. All we ask is justice, not just for ourselves, but for the future. We ask that no other people, no other island, no other innocent community suffer what we have suffered. We ask that the world never forget Ronald and the price we paid. To those who listen, who stand with us, who amplify our voices, we thank you. But words alone are not enough. The world must act. The world must make this right. Until that day comes, we will not be silenced. We will speak for those we have lost. We will fight for those yet to come, and we will not stop demanding justice. Thank you.
Komoltada Minister. Ngay marong lelang ang larganalawal pan, kanale orar peoja kakayangan kayoy. Chojum wan malak.
Juda kalangadakin ay langgi ready world Ako'y juda kinay langgi Ganmani di na Iyan ay langgi na Itbender disqualification Rolu lagajo Oh jin Juda kenal lengkina Kun juda kalangadak kenal lengki Ready world Akun juda kenal lengki Kun manilina Iyan ay lengkina Itbender disqualification Rolu lagajo Oh jin Juda kenal lengkina Juda kenal lengkina Juda kalangadak kenal lengki Ready world Ako'y jura kay lengki Kan manilina Iyan ay lengkina Itbender disqualification Rolu lagajo Oh jin Juda kenal lengkina
At this time, I am pleased to welcome Honorable Baron Wonka, Secretary General of the Pacific Islands Forum, to deliver today's special remarks.
Madam President, Her Excellency Dr. Hilda Heine, the government and parliamentary representatives, traditional leaders, the people of the Republic of Marshall Islands. E kamawiramu, Yahweh, and a heartfelt good morning to you all. Today, we gather in the spirit of remembrance and resilience, honoring the memory of those whose lives were irrevocably altered by the injustices of nuclear testing. I extend my deepest gratitude to the government of the Republic of Marshall Islands for their warm invitation and for allowing me to stand with you in this solemn commemoration. It is profoundly moving for me to walk alongside you, connecting me with my heritage. My ties to the Marshall Islands are more than just familial. They are a testament to a shared history that binds us in grief and strength. We are here today to mourn the past and honor the spirit of survival that has defined the Marshallese people. The Marshall Islands story is one of resilience and teaches us that unity can forge change. Your decision to be part of the Rarotonga Treaty, born from the ashes of nuclear testing, is a monumental step towards unity among Pacific Island states, and I commend you for that. Yet, we must not forget that the shadows of our nuclear past continue to linger. Decades later, the impact of the Castle Bravo detonation continues to resonate in various aspects of our lives today. In the spirit of unity and healing, the Pacific Islands Forum has stood in solidarity with you, advocating for justice and accountability. At the 53rd Pacific Islands Leaders Meeting in Tonga last year, our leaders reaffirmed their commitment to supporting the Marshall Islands in seeking a fair resolution to the consequences of United States' nuclear testing. We recognize the importance of constructive dialogue in addressing historical grievances. It is therefore imperative that we continue our collaborative efforts with our partners rooted in mutual respect, shared values, and a commitment to open dialogue. The Marshall Islands candidacy for the Human Rights Council for the term 2025 to 2027 is another important milestone towards ensuring our voices are heard globally. As outlined in the 2050 strategy for the Blue Pacific continent, we collectively aspire to effective leadership aimed at achieving a nuclear-free future, both in the Pacific and across the globe. As I reflect on today's commemoration, I am reminded of the words of the late Minister Tony de Bruyn, who embodied our struggle when he declared that the Marshallese story is vital in the fight against nuclear weapons. It is a call to action for us all, fiercely and tirelessly advocating for nuclear disarmament. In this fragile world, where geostrategic interests loom, we must unite as one voice. We owe it to those who suffered and continue to suffer to ensure that history does not repeat itself. Let us not forget and work together towards a future where peace prevails. Excellencies, I wish to conclude by renewing my full commitment to ensuring justice for all affected regions, including the Marshall Islands, Kiribati, French Polynesia, and across our beloved Blue Pacific continent. May God bless the Republic of the Marshall Islands and our beloved Blue Pacific continent. Kamal Dada, and thank you all.
Komoltada Honorable Secretary General Baron Wonka. Ejumwe im cecet penano yalap imalik dada an program in kie cupong eni tokojen kie ne wariolap. Echuan menin kamolol per Excellency President Iltasi Haini eberiper imay pokoto naneo ilotan kien imarmejewan Majal Island. Ngai camarong chojim lelak elang kapobok iloan projenet itu kemana cibidewan. Kumol tanya, ya kau kumujawale bilo ciponganin. Kileim nabarani. Kileim mana deo, Chairman Lani Kabiwa, Rojim, Le Rojero, Mona Rolo Muir. Maale bi Rojero, the Lagina Island Kane, and Lela Joint Special Kiling and Vice Chairman and Council of Roj, me maron peripelu ciponganin, Roj parent Chagayos. Chuan Kilengan Le Rojoan Weduin, Le Roj Takapati Siguro, Alabro, Air Prigin. Rowan Cabinet, Rocareja Rair, Speaker Wase, Vice Speaker Chagreajim Rowan di Jalayo, Rocareja Rair Paranot, Judiciario, Chief Justice, Romatan, Chief Secretary, Chairman and PSC, Commissioner Romatan, Olive Rocheban Rawan Kien. Imaole Bridger Warroan Kien. Diplomatic Correo, Swanchibejal Kiling and Secretary General Baron Wanga and Mrs. Luisa Wanga and family Wairo, Merar Meron Kubadok, Nan, Dela Joint Special Kiling and Irjang, Rankar Meron Kubadok. Paranot, Rulodo Rochet, Rar Meron Dok, and Human Rights Council, Chen Rolul Rochet, Merchibang, support the Charbalginar, Igichen. Nuclear legacy. Ignan paranut kile rojan private sector general ulgo kachojo chuana special kile ngan empeja dorana America yar poto nanu lu chipongin chan kiana America that's the Laura Stone paranut rgagi chojan tego mayor wan Majuro paranut special remark war to jani pen senator in Minister wan army in Island Rongalap, Senator wan army in Rongalap,
kamolol parain wodem kile special kile ngan karero rar idogum kamane pokto aleo algo ro chen ailing rongalap chon special kile ngan survivor rain le labrin ngai lo rilo chiage ni mantada polen chechoyo yaer remaining survivors. I see them sitting in front na lelo chon special recognition em kamolol genair kedarre ilo air chudak pin den katabarina narmin majal nan parenot kile minister wan finance o may parenot acting minister ngan foreign affairs o na jidong nganan saini tridio me chito yan saini lo rainin em kile awle bang rijugur rainim kamolol ko mang rijuguran ganami yang kar pokonami yang idong pokonami yang lo rani na or ngan armin majal inay pokon nani na lo kajin pelle yoge kajin majalo majan perilo radio emene ajerer ngan rome rangnan rong jagay. On behalf of the Republic of the Marshall Islands government and its people, I extend our warmest welcome to our visitors from afar, the Pacific Island Forum, United Nations, and beyond. On this important yet difficult anniversary, we honor those who witnessed and lived through the horrors of weapons of mass destructions and have had to bear the profound burden of pain and loss. Those who are still here with us today, the survivors, and those who have passed away. For decades, we have fought for recognition, accountability, and remedy for the lasting impacts of the United States nuclear weapons testing program. Our testimonies of hardship and perseverance through the years have proven that meaningful redress has yet to be realized. While we remain committed to dialogue, it is disheartening that we must continue to reiterate the destructive impact that the nuclear legacy has had on our health, our environment, and way of life. The loss of traditional knowledge, the health of our people, the ongoing displacement of our communities, and the urgency of action remind us that there is much more that needs to be done, and that complacency cannot be an option. It is time to move beyond words and toward meaningful, lasting solutions. The inclusion of assistance under the Compact 3 for establishing a museum, memorializing our nuclear legacy, and improving transparency on United States documents related to the nuclear testing program and its consequences is a step toward addressing these ongoing and unresolved issues. However, the nuclear legacy is a deeply complex and far-reaching issue that demands a more comprehensive and sustained approach and assistance. This year's memorial ceremony theme, Ain BARTAK Chuay MAROñROñ, which translates to Unite and Work Collaboratively, reminds us of strength in unity. It reflects our commitment as a nation to stand together and to work closely with our regional and international partners to seek justice and remedy. With this spirit, the RMI government is committed to prepare and submit a revised change circumstances petition to the United States Congress that outlines the many change circumstances our people continue to face, new evidence of health impacts, environmental degradation, and the lasting social and cultural consequences. Our past may be marked by hardship, but through collective action and shared purpose, we remain steadfast in our pursuit of truth, accountability, and a future where no community bears such a burden again. As today's theme calls for unity, I call upon the United States government to stand with us in true partnership and work collaboratively to address the lingering and ongoing impacts of our nuclear legacy. How much longer must we continue to plead for justice? The time for action is long overdue. We must come together to devise meaningful, lasting solutions that are comprehensive and fully acknowledge and address the harm inflicted upon our people, land, and future generations. In our commitment to a world free of the dangers of nuclear weapons and for a safe and secure Pacific, today we take a historic step by signing our accession to the South Pacific Nuclear Free Zone Treaty, also known as the Rarotonga Treaty. We recognize that the Marshall Islands has yet to sign on to several key nuclear-related treaties, including the Treaty on the Prohibition of Nuclear Weapons, largely due to our unique historical and geopolitical circumstances. However, we are committed to reviewing our positions, and where it is in the best interest of the RMI and its people, we will take the necessary steps toward accession. In this spirit of unity and collaboration, we look forward to the results of an independent study of nuclear contamination in the Pacific. The world must never forget the ruined dome that stands like a silent tomb on a scarred island, a cracked and heavy lid over a buried past, holding the poison of history that we never chose, yet are forced to live with every day. As a nation who continues to endure the consequences of the nuclear weapons testing program and experience gross human rights violation in the process, we know the pain and anguish that nuclear weapons are capable of. This threat of nuclear weapons must be confined to history and never again endanger our people or the future of generations to come. The Marshall Islands this year rejoined the Human Rights Council as a member. In 2024, I addressed the Human Rights Council at its 57th session in September. I informed the Council of the nuclear legacy and called on the Council to support our efforts to address the human rights implications of this legacy. Now that the Marshall Islands is a member of the Council, we will continue to work with the United Nations Human Rights Special Procedure Mechanisms, the Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights, and the Universal Periodic Review process to raise greater global awareness on the serious human rights violations that took place during the testing period and the transgenerational human rights implications that continue to this day. The High Commissioner for Human Rights has already published a report in 2024 which called for greater truth regarding our nuclear legacy. The report emphasized the need for the United States to be more forthcoming with the truth about what was done during the testing period and how it has affected us in the past, how it affects us right now, and how it will continue to affect us in the future. The next report for the Office of the High Commissioner, which is anticipated in 2026, will sound the call for justice. Similarly, we hope that this report will recognize the injustices that the Marshallese people have faced and continue to face, and through this recognition, assist us in our efforts toward achieving justice for all the victims of the nuclear legacy. While we commemorate the victims of the nuclear legacy, in their honor, we must work with the Office of the High Commissioner to ensure that their stories are told to the world and are no longer shrouded in secrecy under a veil of silence. Working together means working within the Marshall Islands, developing our own institutional capacity and expertise to deal with this legacy. It means working with those responsible for this legacy to move them to act towards us in the spirit of shared humanity and address the wrongs of the past. However, it also means that we need the world to know about our struggles, and we need to invite them to assist us in addressing these struggles. The United Nations is partly responsible for the nuclear legacy because the nuclear weapons test program took place under the watch of the United Nations Trusteeship Council, and the continuation of these tests was sanctioned by them, despite our petitions for them to stop following the devastation and suffering on March 1st, 1954. Accordingly, we should work with the United States, and we are working with the United Nations, including the Human Rights Council and the Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights, to remedy the wrongs of the past and guarantee a better future for the Marshallese people. Due to the nuclear legacy, the Marshall Islands is well aware of the dire and transgenerational health consequences that nuclear weapons pose. We also need the world to be reminded of the very real human health implications of the nuclear weapons testing period. The Marshall Islands, in partnership with Samoa and Vanuatu, a core group representing the Pacific Jaborisons of Micronesia, Polynesia, and Melanesia, will lead the presentation of a resolution to the World Health Assembly this year on, quote, effects of nuclear weapons and nuclear war on health and health services, unquote. This resolution will aim to continue the World Health Organization's studies on the devastating effects of nuclear weapons on our health, and to remind the world that for the sake of humanity, we must not have nuclear war, and we must fully recognize nuclear weapons for the abomination that they are. This initiative has already attracted cross-regional co-sponsorship from several countries around the world, including Burkina Faso, Federated States of Micronesia, Fiji, Guatemala, Iraq, and Peru. Like the Human Rights Council, which is the UN body that has a specialized focus on human rights, the World Health Organization is the UN body that has a specialized focus on human health. We should therefore continue to work with the World Health Organization to ensure that the human health implications of our nuclear legacy are documented in its studies. So far, this is not the case. It has been over 30 years since the World Health Organization has undertaken a comprehensive study on the effects of nuclear weapons, and its earlier studies were before the US partial declassification of the scientific experiments conducted on the Marshallese people under Project 4.0 following the Castle Bravo test. The world needs to know the truth, and not only do these weapons destroy human health, the drive for nuclear strength and power has pushed decorated and celebrated scientists to do the most cruel and inhumane scientific experiments and studies on our people. In conclusion, the human rights violations that are imposed or that were imposed on our people and destruction of our islands for the price of world peace weigh heavily on us, and we share in the frustration that even now redress remains out of reach. I must emphasize that despite the many challenges, our commitments remains steadfast and our efforts will not waver. Ayon BARTAK Chugay MAROñROñ, let us unite, let us work together, and we will have nuclear justice. Thank you very much. Kumoltada.
Kumoltada President Ilta Aini. Kia jeni jitong anar kamole yeni naura gamajan kenin kajanolak ngan saini South Pacific Nuclear Free Zone Treaty yo edo chuan chalai kage e Rarotonga Treaty. Rarotonga Treaty e chuan kwanayo e majan lalago ilo werin puligin kabene ngan kapajarak kajarabal im kammelemel ledo leda kay tarinayo ragajor a nuclear weapon ko ilo South Pacificin. Treaty in ar pelak ngan sain ilo ogo chijino chuan taujin radunyon pugi rali dongol lalem. Imegar chino pekedian ilo tijampa chongol chuan taujin radunyon pugi rali dongol chijinoyo. Rainin ma chilu ro taujin rongol lalem. Honorable David Paul, Minister on Finance, Banking and Postal Services, Acting Minister on Foreign Affairs and Trade, and it legal dan pain ngan saini treaty in. Ngay marong rantan, kumarong kay choyum, chibang to lirabarin chilu man nganam, eskote to kay ngan stage. Camarong ka lela chuan kle ilogar ka pugubugum kaude nirabarin chilu agas rematan survivor role on nuclear testing. Camarong kaya par kapugubok. Komoltada Minister, emajar kia tabardok camalagan program inar, imengai marong kacidak ipen olep, pekayojen ipen ronem lelak, arwet kile kap kamolol olep rukanonoro racuda kijiniman kan ainigian kapobok elai. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of our ceremony. I would like to take this opportunity to thank all our speakers, distinguished guests, and everyone who are gathered here today. Komoltada olep. Enoto kay char chino kan char ngai marong par kachida gipen rabaren teigo pen pokotok chamalakan yenin.
Kempar cebelang tu ngani ngani lelap. Yo gute jemlap. Ya par celong ngani jelogum yo kim jai ku jitong ngani ke bagai. kung ano yun ang mulagan lajaragin yenin rojagin nano ko ragari kaur ngan yenin rimal ko in ramman kami jaram kajidak pokon jojum sibang yenin nam lalagin rai padaner to kepem ilai roi one malo ko ni su in me eche piruru age to chatanga ga human yegin chiljulim chinungul chiljulim jon dada charagan aleben ailing ke nemen yem charabal in kagam mele war lano do tem kokure muran armiro remodalok rainin ilang yai re chatanga ga yung tani nang ni in pajini lan punir recebul ke jangan jogo cigiram rangal yadan perem ainam manem chogoni lo kajaraman ilo lamoran akabi jugunir arreber jogo cep cigir bagar ta menini ros aku ilale utir em kajbaro ko nam turu ailelur imya ko an madina em kieni nam em kieni ko ridik em romero chapode wa winini me ilu nai lai dilo rainin Jonin jarabal nyan pek cikin ilo saya ni ngau aur jauh jam kejaraman ni. Kejaraman ada berada di luar juga dengan ikan. Bagai kedua raini, ilo nama raini tu ini roji naik rumah. Sebagai orang sekajur, ilai terangkan ini berkeringan dia. Bayin wanita keran kilam, macam berkeringan tahu. Kejaraman nak ini. Excellency kepada yang kita berdiri dan terima tetap bagi kepada mayor council Madinah yang dalam seluruh negara ini profesor for seluruh negara ini sebagai seorang negara di lain itu. Jadi series of